decades, humanity has reported encounters with the unknown. Lights in the sky, craft beyond our understanding, and programs hidden in the shadows. Now, the truth may finally be emerging. This is the Uncovering Anomalies podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. Joining me, as always, is I Have a Need to Know, Adam.
What's up, everyone?
And I am Topher, now in HD. As I was explaining to Adam before we started recording, I am in a location that is very loud outside. It has bad internet, and there is an insane cat running around. Actually, right now he's sleeping. He's right there.
Yeah, man.
But he may be running around and yowling and making a bunch of noise. So I apologize up front for that. But we are so excited to be here and recording another episode with you guys.
Yes.
Thanks.
What's the episode? It's episode 174. What's today, Mr. Topher?
174. We have come a long ways, and we're trying something, as some of you may have noticed, something a little new today.
Yeah, exactly. You guys like my library in the back? Give it some depth. You know, try to
Adam is in a very stylish library. I'm in a very unstylish studio Airbnb. Still in Colombia. For those of you following my saga, the cat, his paperwork was not ready to travel, so I had to bump back my travel days a little bit.
Man, I mean, it's a move. Moves are never simple. There's just so many things going on, and so many things you have to accomplish before the move. So it's easy for things not to work out, you know. Just one thing that's not right it whacks the whole thing.
Yeah, and it makes it especially complicated when you're moving internationally. But enough about our personal lives. Let's talk about UAPs, because this week I believe we're just doing a update on all the happenings going on in the UAP world. I know the 5th tranche just dropped. We'll be talking about that, and of course we've got some other stories for you guys, and hope you enjoy them.
Yeah, exactly. We got the 5th tranche. The White House has its own crash-retrieval program. A 100-foot triangular craft over Colorado. The Ukrainian study about the moon, right? Those crazy UFOs in the moon.
Love it.
That video you set inside the craft. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we can talk about this week. And we're going to do it a bit differently, where you guys can watch us as well if you care to. What do you think, Topher? You think?
Yeah, I hate looking at myself. I'm going to be constantly adjusting my hair. I can feel it already. I don't like this little thing here.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I got to behave now. I have to probably be shaved, not shaved. I am showered though. That's a good thing.
That's always good. I always keep a little bit of scruffs, and I'm right where I want to be right now. So this is good. So let's dive into it. So we got the 5th tranche, and I was telling you I haven't really watched too much of this. I've heard though from you that there's some good footage that came out. Yeah,
there's some good videos. Again, not super clear. This one's clear, but look, you can see something around the craft. Do you see that? Look at that.
You got a little bit of a shimmer.
Yeah. So it's giving off something right there, and even the sensors picking it up. So it could be maybe something off the atmosphere, maybe.
Very cool.
It's not clear that it's alien. It could be something just entering the atmosphere, you know, from all the junk in space. Although I don't see them sending this to Arrow, if that's the case.
And once again, though, I mean, I'm disappointed we don't have any. I mean, it does look like, just in that brief clip, it's not moving in a straight direction like you'd imagine from if it truly was a balloon or something. But there's no zip zopping. I want to see the zip zops.
No, there's no zip zapping. Exactly. And the 5 observables, right? Mm-hmm. What is this? Oh, it's just going across. That's it.
The thing is, I thought this video wasn't playing, and that thing in the middle was a UFO.
Oh,
and I thought that's what this video was. And then this thing flies in.
Yep.
Now what? So this is looking out. Looks like over some part of the ocean, right?
Yeah. This is in Central Command, United States Central Command. Also sent to Arrow in 2025. So this is pretty new. This is last year.
Relatively new, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
really cool. I mean, I like how detailed these descriptions are in the tranche. That's something that they're getting right here.
They are getting better. And
there's not one.
I love how these things just randomly pass
It's
by.
it's a little zip. I know, right? They're just kind of like tourists. Like it's like oh, what's that one movie? It's like roll down the windows or roll up the windows, honey. You know, like it's just they're just stopping by to see what's going on Earth.
What are these humans up to today?
Yeah. I mean, again, cool footage, but man, I'm spoiled, I suppose, because I want more, much more than what this is.
Yeah, we want more because we've been at this for so long. It's like, okay, yes, and because we've seen some crazy footage,
right?
Supposedly, allegedly, this is FBI. This is terrible.
Yeah, great footage. This reminds me of when my mom would try and film my soccer games when I was like 5.
A U.S. government special agent captured this video footage via handheld optical thermal imaging device during
definitely feels handheld
in the Western United States. All right, so this is an FBI agent being followed by some objects.
2 black hot areas of contrast.
Yeah, and so that was on the second page. Where was the one? Oh yeah, so there's. And these are not, again, these are grainy, but the cool thing is about this is multiple, this is in the Gulf of Oman, 2021, and it's different sensors. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So it's all of the same event, just
yes,
different.
and at different times, different sensors. So the same one was picked up multiple times. Oh, and the only reason we have the footage is because someone took it with their cell phone. The equipment failed. So it also jammed the equipment and it failed the recordings.
Wow.
Yeah. So someone recorded it off the screen. Not that big either, I think. They said 4 feet. So it's nothing.
But I mean, the fact that we're getting this, I would assume, means, you know, the government or military, whoever was doing the original filming, the reason they're following this thing in the sky is because they don't know what it is. And you have to imagine that the people who use this equipment are very well trained in what what they see in the sky, they can identify things pretty quickly. So if they're releasing this, that means they could not identify what it is.
Right. Exactly.
Or it's a bluff, but
why? But why would he? Right? I mean, you're right. The guy who's operating this said, "Oh my God, I got to take out my phone and record this right before it's whatever hold, memory hold or something." So yeah, and it wasn't just memory hold. It was here. The United States Central Command submitted a report of an UAP to Arrow, consisting of 30 seconds of video footage. This footage is a secondary capture recorded via a cellular device of an infrared sensor display aboard a U.S. Special Operations Force AC-130J gunship. This footage does not represent. Oh, that's it. That's the story. They're not telling us about the. The footage was captured contemporaneously. An accompanying intelligence information report describes the phenomenon as cold orbs approximately 4 feet in diameter.
I like that they provide a video description too. I always find that funny because I mean, I guess it's like to make it more official, but what purpose does that serve?
Nothing really. An area of contrast remains generally within the center of the sensor field of view momentarily.
And while that does technically describe what's happening on the screen, that doesn't provide any more information.
It does not help. So wait, we saw the first one, second one. They're all pretty similar. Yeah, that's the same thing. So Gulf of Oman, which is weird, right? When did the war start? 2024 or no, 25?
25.
For the first one. Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah, the 12-day war, I mean.
10,000 BC, if you want to talk about the very first one.
Since Cyrus the Great. That's when it started. All right, let's move on. There's I did want to show you this one, which was really cool. If I can go over here.
So this is the one about the one in South America, correct?
Yes, from the embassy.
Rio de Janeiro. We were just talking about them the other week.
Yeah. Unclassified Salvador. So 94 info department. I don't know, from Rio, 14th department pass. Okay, and NASA as well, Defense and NASA. from Skiat Simon Pietri. Since radio telephone connection last night was weak, please confirm or correct my understanding of your unqualified negative on local newspaper report to effect that large metal manned balloon had been found vicinity Salvador approximately November 8th. Dead crewmen aboard wearing uniform or spacesuit with strange markings. That 4-meter deep crater formed upon impact.
Okay, so this was in 63?
1963, yeah. November 14th, 1963.
Okay. I understand further that an object had been sighted aloft in that vicinity around that date. That said object had been tentatively identified as a weather type balloon, of course, but no repeat, no such object has been found aground. Air and Science attaches appreciate cooperation.
Gordon,
I don't know, BT, whatever that says. Past Defense and NASA at 2:20 p.m., 11/14/63. So just weirdly enough, like a week before JFK got shot.
That is weird. Yeah. What the hell?
Particular timing.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, stuff happens all around the world. It's not like completely crazy. Just
of course.
Fun little coincidence there.
But look, NSC, these are who's copied. NSC, right? National Security Council, INR, know who that is. CIA, NSA, NSF. That's who all got.
RMR. Who's RMR?
I don't know.
Anyway, cool. I mean, as we know, and as we've covered a lot on this show, South America, rife with UFO sightings and crashes and aliens running around pretending to be homeless people and so
exactly. And you know, these tranches have really proven something as well, that there is a fight going on. Trump is being blocked, right? His administration is being blocked. Like Stephen Miller has said this as well, that the CIA is blocking them, the NSA is blocking them. So it looks like they're taking it upon themselves to go around the legacy program and have their own crash.
You have to at this point. I mean, the legacy programs have shown time and time again that they are open, willing, and currently lying to the American public, and have been since the beginning of all of this.
Correct. And they're not going to let go. And everyone through the decades has said this secret will never come out. It'll take an act of God. So why fight it? You know, why fight it? Just do it yourself. He's the president. He can sign what he can hire whoever. He can do whatever he wants. He's the president of the United States. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's pretty clear he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, it is very true. He's even charging. Did this go through the $100,000 per month that you can have access to his tweets? That way you can trade. You know,
I didn't even.
Yes, he wants to charge.
I haven't even heard about this.
Isn't that nuts?
That is nuts.
All right, here's Ross Coulthard. Let's see what he has to report.
The Department of War has quite literally taken on the running of its own covert operation to intercept these mystery objects. And I'm told they have recently downed objects, craft, both in the US and across the border near Juarez in Mexico. I am also told by White House sources that President Trump has personally authorized this operation, which perhaps explains why no full admission has yet been made to the public about the full extent of what the government really knows. There is a full-on effort underway by the administration to recover suspected non-human intelligence exotic technology in a program totally separate from the so-called legacy program.
So this is a clip from a longer video, right? So he goes through who it is, and I'm sure you can take a guess who's helping the White House or the president do crash retrievals. Can you guess?
McDonald's, Ford, Tesla.
Nope. It's Jake Barber and his team. The Sky.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why they went silent. So I guess they were doing like a proof of concept. Like, look, we can do it. We can use these psionic assets to communicate with them, to bring them, and then try to bring them down. So yeah, they're the ones doing it. So
that is a very we've talked about the shooting down of crafts at length on this show, and typically, I mean, in my opinion, it seems like you're asking for trouble when you do that. At the same time, I understand trying to circumnavigate
And
the
yeah,
legacy programs because obviously they don't have the people's best interest at heart. Not that I think Trump necessarily has the best people's interest at
it
heart.
does. Yeah, I
Like,
mean, imagine if he gets. We were talking about this offline.
yeah,
If he gets his own craft, he's not going to give it to us. He's going to
no,
fucking
it's
use it and back engineer it and seed it to his company so it could be make more billions of dollars. You're like, what craft?
exactly. Yeah, Trump propulsion, Trump oil,
Yeah,
whatever that UAP is run on. Trump will start a company that makes that exclusively. Everyone will switch that. He'll become even richer than he is.
you remember he bought a plasma company, right before
Yeah.
McCaslin was missing. I forget what it's called, but he acquired a fusion energy or plasma. Yeah. So if he gets a craft, I'm sure he'll just give it to that company, that
Right.
corporation.
You
But
know,
I think these crafts are all on auto. These are automated systems, and that's why they get lured in like fish, and then we use DEW weapons to take him down, and whatever is in there. If there's a being, it's probably just some kind of android.
right.
That's what I'm
Yeah, a little
thinking.
biological robot type of
Yes.
deal.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
yeah. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, this is a little too sci-fi movie, but I wonder, we shoot down all these craft, and then what it really comes down to is we just don't have the capacity to understand how they work. They run
And I think
on
yeah.
they run on vril energy, and it's like, well, we killed all the Nazis. We don't know how to use that stuff anymore.
Exactly. Real energy, Orgon. He was Orgon energy as well. He was wasn't he German too? William Reich? Yeah,
Probably
a name like
all
that. Of course.
all those guys from around that time were a little Nazi.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So let's continue with this video.
This is an attempt by the president to circumvent the legacy program. It's been run out of the White House by the president's most senior intelligence advisors. President Trump has tasked the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, to find out what these objects are and to capture them. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence, ODNI, is also involved.
Dude, I wonder if Hegseth thinks
Sources
it's a complete joke, or do you think his staunch Christianity is a front? You know what I mean, like an act.
I just think all these politicians, Hegseth included, it's basically what it boils down to is how does this benefit me? How do I get rich off of this? And so if he determines, okay, UAPs are completely wackadoo, I can't do anything with this. He could be like, oh yeah, President Trump, I'm looking into it. Whereas nothing gets accomplished. He
might see the dollar signs and the power behind them. Like maybe before he scoffed at them, right? And then now he's like, whoa.
Yeah.
No wonder why it's a secret kind of thing.
I do find it fascinating. It does really lend credence to the whole secret government legacy program, yada, yada, yada. Because you got two trains of thought here, right? You've got government has known about these UAPs and has been studying them for nearly 100 years now. Mm-hmm. And then this goes out and now Trump is saying, hey, Hegseth, go figure out what these are. Figure out what they are. And all this stuff. So that means that the government has no idea. So you got two trains of thought that don't line up there, right? That's what I'm trying to say.
It's strange. Yeah, different. It's exactly. Yeah, people within the deep state saying it's nothing, and then you have Trump and Hegseth, right? Pretty much almost the most powerful people in our country taking this seriously and trying to get down to what it is and shooting them down, right?
Yeah.
And using Skywatcher to do it. What does Skywatcher do? This is not. They don't just use sensors and then missiles and stuff like that. These guys use psionic assets to communicate with craft, right?
So bizarre.
They bring them around, and then they use directed energy weapons to bring them down. So yes, it's very strange. It's not just UAPs. And he goes. I don't know if he will in this clip, but he goes really deep because he goes through some executive actions that Trump did. That they can basically shoot down whatever they want that comes in our area, using drones as cover, of course.
Mm-hmm, of course.
You've told me that one of the directed energy weapon systems used at White Sands in an attempt to shoot down these mystery craft is what's called high pulse microwave. It shuts down an aircraft by emitting an intense burst of electromagnetic energy that travels at the speed of light, penetrates the aircraft, and fries its electronic systems. My sources tell me that the craft, objects, UAPs, whatever you want to call them, are being targeted over White Sands, and they definitely show anomalous properties conforming to the 5 observables that define UAPs.
Damn, man. Damn.
So something that just quickly jumped to mind. I know White Sands, there's obviously a lot of UFO lore behind that, but we just covered the Socorro incident, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago now. And that, of course, just, you know, an hour or so north, if I remember correctly, northwest of White Sands. And that was a whole weird mystery. You know, of course, White Sands sent out their representatives to try and figure out what was going on. I wonder if that was, you know, the craft that the officer saw. Of course, Lonnie Zamora saw. I wonder if that, you know, had been quote unquote shot down, you know.
Or not shot down, but like, it messed up a little, so they had to come down to fix it, right? And then take off. Yes, dude.
Because that was sorry about the sound. That was the whole thing about that thing. It came down making a loud noise, and there were 2 aliens outside of the craft. I wonder if that's what I wonder if that's related in any way.
No, see, that's a great connection there that you just made. And we were talking earlier about how, you know, AI cannot do that kind of stuff. So you just made that connection, and that is unique to you.
Yeah, because I spent a long time writing that article.
Yeah, you should definitely add that as an update, like a paragraph, that connection.
Yeah, I sure can. So this is an urgent statement / press release.
Yeah.
In response to Trump's UFO disclosure speech. Excuse me. Mark Christopher Lee, Trump's UFO disclosure speech expected within 48 hours. When did this tweet come out? More than 48 hours ago?
Probably August 4th. Yeah, that was 5 days ago.
So it's a little outside our 48-hour window.
Dude, this guy
says,
third time,
yeah. Mark Christopher Lee, ufologist, filmmaker, and author of The Cosmic Joker, has issued a new statement regarding the long-awaited UFO disclosure speech by President Donald Trump. Lee, who first publicly shared information from Washington sources in early July that a presidential speech on non-human intelligence was, in quotes, written and ready, says recent developments indicate the address is now imminent. I was only a month out, Lee stated. My sources were clear in July that the speech existed and was prepared. The timing has shifted, but the latest information strongly suggests it will be delivered within the next 48 hours. Like we were just saying, it's been about 5 days since this tweet.
Right.
So maybe he was just off again. It's kind of like someone predicting the end of the world, and then the date happens, and the guy goes, "Oh, I misread the codex in the Bible," or whatever they're coming up with their thing from.
Right.
Yeah. The actual rapture isn't happening until 2039, you know, whatever.
And on we go with predictions. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so this is the same guy who's been saying this for months now.
I know. I mean, isn't it embarrassing? Like, he's probably going to do it again. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't want to, like,
I wonder if anyone's tweeted this guy. I should get on X right now.
They're probably like, yeah, like you want to see like what happened last time. You know, the boy who cried wolf was eventually right, but nobody believed him because all of the other times.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
You're right. Dadgum giveaway. Oh, that's Timber Chet doing ads. You're doing ads, man.
Well, you know, gotta. Oh wow, look at that. You can get a Burchett board. Isn't that fun?
Really?
I'm
cool.
sure he crafted all those by hand, made them himself.
Yeah. Well, he says he does.
Oh, hi, Mark. Yeah. Well, you know, I do think there is a speech prepared because I kind of get the feeling the White House prepares speeches for just about damn near everything. But I think trying to predict something as big as that, and especially with Trump in charge, he's so unpredictable. I think it's impossible to try and predict things like that.
It is. But it is. Something is going on, like you said. There's something going on. Bigelow. Now, Bigelow, and because that Mike Lee guy before this time said the one before this was the guy who told him was Bigelow, right? That was oh, Bigelow told me that. So Bigelow wanted to clear everything up. He sat with George Knapp a few days ago, It's a great interview, and here's a clip from it. He's talking about what he told Trump. Okay.
Awesome.
That far. But you had a chance to speak directly with the president and urged him to go even further earlier this year. When did that happen?
So I was in the process for several months putting together a series of reports on 7 different topics, and UAPs, ET, and disclosure was one of the topics. And so when I was ready, I asked to see him. And so February the 6th, I was in the Oval Office with the president, and there was a staff secretary by the name of William Scharf, SCHARF, who was also there with the president, myself. And I had concerns about dumping so much information on him at one time. And I asked Susie Wiles, shouldn't I hold back and maybe only give him 2 or 3 papers? And she said, no. She said, go ahead and give him everything. I can tell you this, it may take him a while, but he will eventually read it all. I said, okay, I'll do it.
You don't know how much time you got with him.
I haven't a clue. I figure it's probably more than 30 minutes, but I don't know. And as it turned out, we were finished in about an hour and 15 or 20 minutes. But I could have taken 2 days because these were complex subjects. And on the
dude, that's so cool that he's doing that. That we need people like this to go and sit there with the president, and who knows what he's showing him. But he said, what does he say? An hour and a half, an hour and 15 minutes,
Something like that. Yeah. Well, and especially
good.
it is good, especially since Trump seems to act on whatever information he received most recently. So it's like if people stay in his ear about the UAP thing, hopefully we'll get some valuable information out of it.
Imagine what Bigelow is telling me. Bigelow has been doing this for decades, right? I mean, Skinwalker Ranch was him before.
I was gonna say I know he was involved with Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah, and I mean Hal Puthoff, Eric Davis, all those guys were working for him, right, during the OSAP days. So yeah, I mean, maybe that's why Trump is taking this seriously and wants to do his own crash retrieval. He's like, these things are real, and whoever is in charge of the legacy program are trillionaires and run the entire planet. Of course, I want them.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's the thing. Dude. Yeah. I mean, hopefully he can just, if he does get one. Oh yeah, we also said offline, like, what if he puts it in his presidential museum? Right?
Yeah. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Oh, he'll make so much money from that. I mean,
oh, absolutely.
You wouldn't be able to get in there.
That's what people need to keep reminding Trump is, hey, listen, UAPs are going to make you a lot of money, President Trump. And he's be like, I'm on it.
Exactly. Show me that'll be your legacy. I mean, if he seriously does that, it will no one even like think about Iran. I mean, unless it takes out the economy, that's different.
But see, it's a catch-22 because it turns out that's where all the UAPs are, is in Iran.
You know who used to do that? I mean, you say that, but there's always an underlying. I think it's Dr. Farrell. There's always an underlying alien thing behind all of our agendas. Like, like even when he looked into it, like Vietnam, like everywhere we went to go send troops and stuff, there was always something with NHI as well. Iraq, people always say that, right?
Mm-hmm. Man, if listeners, if you don't know about the weird UAP and more like paranormal stuff that happened in Vietnam, you should look into it. There are some really, really cool, spooky stories that came out of Nam. There was something about, I'm either misremembering this or it was a myth, but they had to stop issuing soldiers like special night vision goggles because they kept seeing like crazy shit in the jungle.
Or something like that,
yeah, really, really bizarre stuff. But yeah, I recommend if you can find a YouTube channel that goes through some of those.
Maybe we should do it because remember that other story? There was that one where special operations were going through the jungle and they came upon these gray aliens that were putting human remains into different boxes.
Yes,
and started shooting at them. Yeah,
we might have covered that on the show like over a year ago. But man, maybe that's an idea for an article. UFOs in Vietnam.
Exactly. And and just to let you guys know, if you are new, please subscribe, like. It'll be very helpful for the show. What do you think, Topher?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're a small podcast and we're fighting the algorithm, and we're doing our best to just kind of sum up. Every week we're doing something about UAPs and conspiracies, but we're working hard behind the scenes to just get you guys as much information and content as possible. And
and there's so much going on every week now, like it's so hard to catch up. So we try to summarize it all on a weekly video for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
and
so
even on our off, on the weeks where we can't record for whatever reason, we still try and do something.
Yes, it's exactly something rare but educational, always surrounding UAPs and UFOs. This stuff has been leaking out for a long time, and then just start in 2017, and we've been researching this way before then. So, all right, let's continue the video.
Let's do it.
Disclosure UAP ET subject, which is always great fun to talk about. That's a really important one. It's super important.
What was your goal going in? What was the one thing you wanted to convey to him on that topic that you wanted to come out and have him understand?
In such a short period of time, I only had an average of like 11 minutes per paper to talk about a paper. I wish I had a lot more, but let me read to you something I told him I wanted him to say verbatim, and I described where he should say it, not where a podium existed and a lot of media existed, but I said, I want you to, for example, deliver this statement as you are getting onto Air Force One, and you're about to go through the hatchway through the door, but you stop and talk to the media, and you might say something like, I just want you to hear something. I want to make a statement. And I would said, and this is what I want you to say, Mr. President. A non-human intelligent presence has been on Earth for a very long time, using spacecraft and with performances completely beyond our capabilities and our human physics. And that's it. To say nothing else. That's it. That's all. Because what this is disclosure, and it's actually confirmation, and the two are welded together. These are wedded together. And confirmation has not been officially made by any president that I know of, and has not. They've had different kinds of contact, conversations, and so forth. And a really good close friend of mine verified, Harry Reid, who he and I were very good friends for many, many years, verified with Bill Clinton that he didn't know about the subject, and this was, I think, in his second term. And there was a staffer that wrote a book. And he referred to a conversation that he and that Bill Clinton had, President Clinton had, and it involved when President Clinton said to him, before I leave office, there are two things I really want to know. What the hell is the UFO subject all about, and who really killed JFK?
He's talking about Podesta. Podesta is the one who wrote that book, and he told Podesta to go figure those things out. And that's why when Hillary came in, it was Podesta, right? That was his thing. He's like, oh, we're gonna make Hillary the disclosure president. And then he brought in Tom DeLonge, and and Hillary didn't win. So then they had to make TTSA, and there's a great video on that with Samosa, Jason Samosa. He's got a great channel.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, Bill Clinton was obsessed with UFOs. And
he was, yeah.
He loved the movie Independence Day.
Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
Yeah, he referenced it like a weird number of times in the speeches, like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
But also we covered a while back the Coronado group abduction, which happened like just down the street from a hotel that President Clinton was staying at.
That was such a crazy one, dude.
That's a really fun story. I recommend people go back and listen to that episode.
Men in Black are there too, and the Secret Service, and it was just such a weird case. So weird.
Yeah,
I thought about that. Yeah,
yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. So I'll put it so you guys can click through. I'll attach the video. So
hopefully that's a good one. I'm always hesitant to recommend our older episodes because I was hitting the bottle pretty hard and not very coherent.
I mean, we're doing really well with the early episodes. Maybe they were funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of those comments sometimes were hilarious. So yeah, they're like, "Whoa,
yeah.
Topher,
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't a very good time in my life.
I mean, no regrets, no regrets. We all go through paths.
And
Our
you,
own
you know,
paths.
you learn a lot.
Absolutely, yes, exactly. As long as you live and you learn.
Right.
All right, so probably a minute left here. Let's see if it's worth it.
Yeah, his aide was Webb Hubble, who got the assignment to go
Yes.
dig into those.
Yes.
Very sorry, Webb Hubble. I thought it was Podesta. My bad.
Yes.
And he didn't get the answers.
So Harry took the book.
Right.
So I gave him the book and I showed him where on page so-and-so has said that. So he met with the President Clinton. He said, "Did you say this?" And Clinton said, "Hell yes. Would you like to know the answers to those two things?" He said, "Absolutely. I would."
I mean, the sense that we have,
That is really cool. So Bigelow showed him that. He went to Clinton and said, "Did you actually say this?" And then he's like, "Yes." He's like, fine. Should I figure it out for you?" Basically. Damn, Trump, that's really cool. He really is like the disclosure president.
Dude, this could be us, man. We just got to find an in with President Trump and just be like,
Trump.
listen, you want us to get down? You want us to get to the bottom of the UAP stuff? Hire us.
Yeah, leak it to us. Leak it to us. I mean, look at us. We're perfect.
We are perfect.
Yes, exactly. I mean, wait, and then everyone will say, "Oh, these guys came out of nowhere." Oh, wait a minute. No, they can't say that because we've been doing this for 3 years. This is number 174. It really won't be out of nowhere.
It better. Yeah, no, I don't think anyone could rightfully say that.
Right, exactly. We put in the time.
Sure feels like it.
after digging into this topic for a long time, presidents come and presidents go, and they have varying degrees of interest in the topic and varying degrees of knowledge of it, right? If they don't push it, they're not going to find out. Is that your sense of it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They have to, somebody has to be the driving horse to pull that wagon, and it can't let go.
That far.
Exactly. It'll save the country. It'll save the empire. And I know Trump loves the empire. If he gets to this, secret and then nationalizes it, as in not have it in corporate hands and private hands and international hands. If he can seriously grab this and make it ours, and then we can benefit as a nation from it, without going crazy and saying it's mine like they all do. It's like the ring.
That's the problem, right? I mean,
wrestling it's like the ring of power. That's what the UFOs are.
Yeah, it's like, but you have to wrestle the power away from these giant corporations that do seem to own us. And Trump's no exception to that.
No,
the guy, to me, it seems like the only motivation he has is money and power. Just like any other political candidate, I suppose. But
anyone who's running for that that's all they want at this point.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? If you look at Massey, he cares about the people, cares about the republic, cares about the Constitution, and look what happened to him, right? The system does not incentivize those people to.
No, it does not. I do have to okay. I was going to take a little route into politics. I was just going to say, I wonder, how much true support there is for a country in the Middle East when, I'm saying that because they're the ones that give the most donations and money to political leaders, right?
They're the best at it, yes.
Yeah, and so I wonder how much of the support is like from the heart, or is it because of the money? Like if the money wasn't there, how much support would there actually be?
The only way to figure it out is to get money out of politics.
Get money out of politics. Yeah.
I mean, it was Citizens United that did it, right? That allowed it.
Yep.
Allowed corporations. Saying a corporation has the same rights as an individual. I mean,
just wackadoo, man.
Yeah.
Wackadoo.
I mean, I would say okay, but the reason, corporations act like psychopaths, and we don't give
right.
We don't ideally give psychopaths any rights. They're usually behind bars, but psychopaths also make it through the up the political ladder and corporate ladder. It makes sense up the corporate ladder, but not the political ladder, right? They have to take care of people.
Yeah, you're right. It's just the unfortunate effects that we have going on right now. You have to be a sociopath to succeed in both the corporate world and I think in the political world as well.
It is unfortunate. Time Magazine, and this is apparently true. It's from Brian Rommel. I did not verify this, but Time Magazine has on their cover the new case for aliens.
Nice.
Yeah. It's like an unclassified thing too, right? Look at that.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's a very creative cover. But I mean, it's so great to see this being mainstream after all of the decades of being scoffed at and made fun of for believing in UFOs and stuff. To see this kind of thing now, you're like, yes, finally, we made it.
It's hard to believe. All the arguments we've had over the decades with other people, they're just not, Anyway, and look, they did their homework. United States Atomic Energy Commission, Los Alamos, New Mexico.
I was looking at that and going, yeah.
So very cool. August 17th. I'm going to buy that version. So that's next week.
Nice. I mean, yeah, you should. That'll be like a you get that framed and it'll look nice, in 100 years, 50 years.
Exactly. And say, hopefully we can say that we had I would say we contributed a little bit, even in our small little way, in the low thousands a week that we get. That's still not zero. It's better than zero.
It is better than zero. We're not screaming into the void. But even if we were, I'd still think we were doing this because this is, is what I'm passionate about.
I do want to say thank you though to a lot of our Spotify listeners and viewers that have gone over to YouTube and subscribed. Thank you so much. And, it really helps us because we're doing pretty well, I guess. I'm saying pretty well on other platforms. YouTube just drives me nuts. Last week's episode it's still going. We're at one point, it's still climbing up.
It's great.
The Dr. Farrell one. So welcome aboard to those new subscribers. We will probably release, like Topher said, more rare videos. I'm thinking middle of the week or something like that, right after we release these episodes.
And by rare videos, Adam means like home movies of me trying to skateboard and stuff.
Yes, the beginnings of the Brichette longboards.
Yeah.
So he's got. We like Danny Sheehan.
We do.
He's got great stories, very highly connected. And here he tells us
incredible hair.
Incredible hair for his age, for sure. Here he tells us some more secrets that he's heard on the inside, like what the legacy program really wants to do with reverse engineering these crafts.
Nice.
In this whole issue. And what we did is we got the House Oversight Committee eventually to bring forward David Grush to testify about and asserted to them not only that it was true that there was this top secret program going on inside the Pentagon, and that Lou was telling the truth and the Defense Department was lying about it, but that in fact, we had a full-scale program going on retrieving crashed UFOs. And there was a program designed to try to back engineer the technology from these crashed UFOs. And that there was a program going on trying to utilize this technology to back engineer them to not only create craft that could duplicate what the UFOs were doing, but they were trying to use the technology to develop a secret weapon system, that could deliver, nuclear payloads into the heart of Russia or the China, within 2 minutes, so that it was like a first strike weapon that nobody could defend against. Now they didn't testify in public about the latter part of it, but I knew about it, and so I was telling everybody this. I had never taken any security oath, and Lou had not conveyed that to me, under attorney-client privilege or anything. But I had, because of my representing Lou and knowing all of these other people, I was able to talk to other sources who gave that information to us. And I even knew the aerospace company that was working on it. And so I was telling everybody about it. And that was sort of the advantage in Lou having me as his attorney. I mean, he knew that I had this entire other life, than just being the attorney for Lou Elizondo, and that I had all kinds of people who relied upon me, among others, to tell them what we could find out about this whole program. And so
that is so nuts. I mean, obviously they haven't succeeded, but could you imagine, like, that's what you're working on, delivering a nuke to Russia or China in 2 minutes and just to genocide them?
Well, and this is the argument against having any kind of government in the UAP field at all, because at the end of the day, I know, well, I strongly assume that any kind of technology that is uncovered by the military or the government is going to be used for weapons.
Exactly.
We're not going to get free energy. We're not going to get I don't know, anything that benefits mankind. It's going to go to this. It's going to go to weapons development. How can we use this to take down every citizen of a foreign country because they talk to us funny on X or something? I mean, it's just one of those things. And who's to say we're not doing that now? I mean, we talked about it happened recently, the getting Maduro out of Venezuela. Am I getting all my names mixed up?
Yeah.
They think that we use some DEWs there to scramble people and scramble their technology so we could get in and get out quickly.
Yeah, there's that thing that also just happened now. We over Nellis, sorry, not Nellis. I think White Sands. We used a new jamming technology, GPS jamming, and it made commercial planes, crash into mountains.
I saw that.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's what they're doing. They're looking at this. They're looking at these craft, and all they're doing is how can we weaponize this, right? Not how can we benefit humanity from this. So it can't be just them looking at it. We have to look at it too. They can manage the whole national security shit. You know what I mean? Make sure that things are not getting leaked or whatever. I don't know. There has to be another way. This is just not working. It's just not working.
Well, and that's why, at the very top of the show, we were talking about, Trump is God, why am I screwing that word up so much? Circumventing the legacy programs. And, I'm thinking, well, it's not like he's doing that for the benefit of people. He's doing that because he'll benefit.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's how you have to spin it with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we have as well? This one. Also, the administration is looking into this, and it has apparently leaked.
Yeah, 100-foot triangular UFO over Colorado base captured in video that the Air Force won't release. So we had witnesses come out and talk about, that was a crazy ad, videos witnesses or whistleblowers, I'm not sure, came out and said that there was this giant triangular craft in Colorado. And they have footage of it, but, they're going to say national security, we can't release this.
Yeah, national security.
Yeah. So a pair of classified videos allegedly showing a 100-foot black triangular UFO over Colorado military base remain locked away despite President Trump's new order aimed at encouraging more UFO whistleblowers to come forward. Sources familiar with the footage told the Post. 2 videos, not one, but 2, recorded on a service member's personal cell phone on consecutive nights in 2023. So was there 2 nights in a row, huh? Sorry, I don't know if you can hear that motorcycle right outside my door.
No, I can't hear it.
I apologize. It's obnoxious.
No, I can't hear it.
So these 2 videos recorded. You can't hear that?
No.
2 videos recorded 2 nights in a row are among the pieces of evidence whistleblowers say still cannot be discussed or released publicly because they remain classified by the Air Force. Those videos, which captured the craft zooming over mountains and actively camouflaging in clouds, are stored within the Air Force of Special Investigations in Colorado. And they list the file numbers here, which I won't read out. So we have the footage of a giant triangular crafts. Triangular crafts, in my mind, are some of the more spooky of UFOs. A lot of people speculate that the triangular craft are R's, the TR3B or T3RB. I can't remember which one it is.
Probably not the huge ones, but yeah, I think the smaller ones, for sure, we have something like that. Or we're working with some NHI group, or we could be piloting their own craft without understanding how it works or something. Also, you know what I mean?
But once again, here we have UAP craft hanging out over military bases. They love it, man.
Yeah, they do. And maybe that proves the whole agreements thing. That there's something going on. Maybe our what is that guy? Hall? Is it Charles Hall? I mean, he said that our corporations are making parts, like spare parts for some NHIs, like the chairs, stuff like that, right?
Charles Hall, famous for his books about the tall whites. When he was in the Nevada desert, right? Or was it Arizona
as well?
Nevada.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's essentially what it came down to. Is we were like kind of a truck stop for these alien ships. They'd come by and get fixed up and sent on their way. And I can't remember. We probably got some sort of technology in exchange.
Yeah, definitely, sure. Why not?
Yeah,
Mr. Corbell, or even we got the comments like, "Oh, you guys gave Jeremy Corbell a break."
we gave him a break. We gave Jeremy Corbell a break when we talked about him the other week.
Yeah, we do. And they're talking about Borland and Matthew Brown, the whistleblowers. I mean, Borland famously, he's the one who's seen. Oh, he just had an interview on Jesse Michaels' show. Yeah, he talks about the crap he saw when he was smoking a cigarette, of course.
Yeah.
It's weird. He said it smelled like a thunderstorm or lightning or something.
Ozone.
Yeah, ozone.
Smelled like ozone. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I always love about UFO stories and alien stories is that there's always a very weird, distinct smell.
Yeah, there's always something.
Yeah.
And the Ukrainian astronomers. So I was saying how so much has taken what happened this week. So here's another one, a big deal, which can be its own complete video.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just giving you guys an update here, and you can follow the links that we have in the show notes, and go to the primary resources yourself, read up on it, and understand. But this one is nuts. What they found, if true,
Yeah.
So Ukrainian astronomers claim the moon may serve as a base for enormous UFOs. A new preprint by Boris Zilyaev, Vladimir.
Good luck.
God, presents one of the most extraordinary interpretations of lunar UAP footage. All right, so what they did was they using high-speed telescopic recordings gathered during 2025. The researchers claim to have detected more than 20 anomalous objects near or apparently moving across the moon. Among the reported characteristics, listen to this: disc-shaped objects measuring approximately 25 to 40 kilometers across, toroidal objects roughly 36 kilometers wide, speeds reaching 11 kilometers per second. What is that divided by 1.8? So, 1.6. Objects appearing to remain anchored relative to the moon, brightness fluctuations. Anyway, very cool stuff. And
so, man, the moon is extremely weird. There's a lot of weird stuff that happens on the moon.
Dude, it was built.
We've played a lot of clips of our moon. I mean, there's a reason why people are obsessed with our moon. It's weird. None of the math or science adds up for what we know about other moons just in our solar system. We've got video. We've played videos of crafts flying along the lunar surface. I remember one where there was like a giant weird spider thing crawling out of a crater. Remember that one?
Yeah. I remember that one. Yeah. It was from a live stream too of someone live streaming the moon. It just started coming out of there with these tentacles.
Very weird. The Y-Files has a great list of videos about the moon and all the weird stuff. I mean, there's people who you can videotape like some of the craters glowing in the moon. They even have a name for the phenomena, which of course I can't remember what it's called, but craters in the moon will glow. It's such a bizarre thing that we have just hanging above us. And
it is, and it's locked to us, right? So we don't see the back of it. It's extremely large compared to our planet. I mean, our planet is large, but I'm saying like the ratio, moon to ratio, it's exactly the size of the sun in the sky. So when an eclipse happens, it's like a very mysterious. I mean, if you want a technological civilization, it's a very mysterious thing that's going on.
Yeah, and
it's a great book called "Who Built the Moon." I mean, there's just so many anomalies and coincidences. It doesn't.
It doesn't make sense. Like if you look at its size compared to other moons, and it's like it's a sphere, which is kind of not exactly rare, but like if you look at Phobos, for instance, one of the moons of Mars, that one's shaped like a potato, and they're like, well, that seems more like what a moon, based on the science we have, that seems more like a regular moon. Ours is just a little bizarre.
Very.
They're still not even sure. There's no scientific. I don't want to say proof or fact. They haven't agreed how the moon came to be.
They don't. They have a bunch of theories that have not been proved. Yeah, exactly. They don't know. I mean, we even have stories in history too, like before the moon. Of humans saying, before the moon. So it was probably brought in here. It's in scripture as well. We created the sun, the earth, the moon, sun. So that's not to be ignored as well.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that stuff, ancient scriptures, they use allegory for stuff they can't possibly understand. If you're living 5,000 years ago, you don't know about, maybe a little bit about space and celestial objects, maybe, I don't know. But you're making a large guess. You don't have the internet at that time.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you lived on Atlantis and you had alien technology helping you.
That's different. That's why they got rid of them. So listen to this. The high-speed camera snapped 20 images every second, allowing the scientists to track objects that would have otherwise been nearly impossible to see. The UFOs were so faint that some appeared as nothing more than a 2x2 pixel speck against the moon. But the researchers claimed the objects were not behaving randomly. Those labeled atmospheric appeared to remain locked in place as they moved in sync with the moon, suggesting they were somehow anchored near its surface, the study noted. Look at these. Here they are. Look at those. They're huge.
Yeah.
And they're uniform.
It's just very, very bizarre. Very bizarre stuff. The report added that the objects also emitted rapid flashes lasting between 1/10 and half a second. That's propulsion, with the brightness rising and falling in repeated patterns that the team described as a pulsing process. Man. And they were flashing in unison, hundreds of miles apart. Man, that's so cool.
Yeah, they wouldn't think we'd have these high-speed cameras. They know our eyes, our designed eyes won't be able to see them, and we can't.
Yeah. Not yet. Not until we get cyber eyes.
Yeah, exactly. Until we merge with AI.
Oh, can't wait. Can't wait.
The scientists admitted that they did not know what the objects were made of or how they reflected. Here's some more of those pictures. Some of the disc-shaped objects were estimated to measure between 15 and 25 miles across. If we are talking about gods, this is exactly what we should expect.
Chariots of the gods.
Yeah, 14 miles. Yeah, that's what we should expect. Things this big, things that just make it go. Oh.
It kind of reminds me of the Book of Enoch. Didn't he say? He basically goes up in a giant ship. He said that he thought it was heaven, but it had a ceiling on it, which makes you think it probably wasn't heaven.
Nope. And even like the Nation of Islam, right? Elijah Muhammad, their prophet, that he went up and he said Allah is in a 1 mile wide UFO on top of New York or something like that. That's where he went to go meet God in a UFO. Did you know that Nation of Islam is basically a UFO cult? Well, I guess
it doesn't surprise me. I wonder how much. This is a common topic, and we could discuss it at length. Have a very boring podcast, but I wonder how much religion truly does come from stuff like that. Comes from UFOs and abductions.
We're going to have a conversation in a couple of weeks. Someone wrote a book about that. Chase of the Gods is about that. And I think probably once we get closer to the date, we'll announce. But yes, we'll go deep into some of the material of were the aliens that gave us.
We have a lot of fun stuff coming up, and we're making a change here. Not making a change. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying we're making an effort to go even deeper into this stuff here.
Absolutely, yes. Taking it a little bit more seriously.
Yep.
So making the objects larger than nearly the length of Manhattan. So these are huge objects that they caught. Good on the Ukrainians, man.
You'd think they were pretty busy with what's going on with Russia, but they got time to do this. What the hell are we doing?
I know. I feel like shit. Anyway, here's their paper. You guys, if you're a scientist or understand scientific papers, I do recommend you go here, download it, look at all the stuff they looked at. And if you want to call bullshit after reading their theories and their study. But this is serious. It's not clickbait. It's on academia.edu, for God's sake.
And kind of, sorry to keep bringing up my Substack. I wrote about the Mage incident most recently. At the very end, I said, if you come across stuff like this, download it and keep it safe, because who knows in the coming years with the Ministry of Truth right around the corner, what kind of stuff is going to be left on the internet. So if you have the opportunity, download this and keep it now, so people can't say this kind of thing never existed before.
Exactly. And that's why, I like putting our show notes as well and doing these videos, because we're actually, if it all goes, there will be a record of it, at least in our videos. So this guy's serious. He's done over 131 papers before this, and he's an asteroid Main Astronomical Observatory.
Oh, look, we could email him.
You want to invite him? We can get his paper. We're like, dude, are you serious? You saw objects that are 15 miles.
It would be a very interesting conversation. I just want to know, like, how are you feeling? Like, are you freaked out? Like, are you scared? Are you not sleeping at night and therefore you can't tell anyone?
Did the Men in Black get
you? Hey, look, Jacques Vallée in the related papers, basic patterns and UFO observations.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. Huh.
Love me some Jacques Vallée. I still haven't finished. Shoot, what was his book? I was reading it for a while and then I put it down.
There's the new one. I'm reading.
No. His main probably most well-known book.
Passport to Begonia, that one. Not Passport. That's his main one. Okay,
Dimensions.
Okay, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Anyway,
all right.
Very cool.
You sent me a Reddit, basically saying the same thing. I think this is Carl Nell's.
Yeah, I was
closure.
trying to.
Yeah.
I was trying to find the actual source of this because this is just a screenshot. This doesn't really tell us anything, but it does supposedly it lays out the phases of disclosure. So phase 1, which began in 2017, I'd argue that was like a good, we weren't recording them, but that was like that began the that began the modern disclosure movement for UAPs.
It brought on all the new people that we see now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So phase 1 was 2017 to 2020. That was the New York Times article I was just referencing. Of course, Pentagon released some videos then too. Go Fast and the Tic Tac. Phase 2, initiate public display. That goes from 2020 to 24. We had the David Grush hearing. Of course, we had all the stuff going on in New Jersey, which never got resolved properly. Jeremy Corbell showed off the jellyfish UFO. We've played videos of jellyfish UFOs here on the show. Jake Barber, giant egg UFO. We played that one as well. Chris Bledsoe posts orb videos on social media. He does that all the time. He's been talking about it for years.
Yep.
Phase 3, which we are smack in the middle of, academic acceptance, government acceptance, artifacts revealed. I mean, we just showed you an academic paper about UFOs on the moon. So here we are.
And exactly. That's after what's her name? The one that did the plates. The transients in space in the 50s and 40s. Vriela? Anyway, yeah, she's a great song.
I've got a funny story that kind of relates to that. After this, I'll talk about it. So in phase 3, of course, Neil deGrasse Tyson published a book about aliens, even after all of his shit talking about aliens and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Pre-Sputnik satellites, peer-reviewed and confirmed. I think they're referring to like Black Knight satellite, for instance, would be a pre-Sputnik quote-unquote satellite. Barack Obama says aliens are real, and then he walked it back. That was a whole weird thing.
Of course he did.
We covered all of this on the show. We are so good at our fake jobs.
Hey man, it's not really a job because it's a passion, right?
That's why I said fake job.
Yeah.
Our volunteer positions. Department of War releases UFO files. We cover that every time they do. NASA releases images of UFOs near the moon, the sun, and Mars. Alien artifacts on the moon and Mars confirmed. That's, of course, speculation. It's not that far out there. I mean, they already have talked about, the giant pillars that they found on the moon. They've talked about the one they found on Phobos. Funny, I brought that up earlier. I think Buzz Aldrin famously came out and said, "I'd love to fly something by Phobos to check out that that giant thing on Phobos." And then in the future, going into 28, 29, trust acknowledgement, public acceptance, all living former presidents reveal they've always known about extraterrestrials, which just based on the information we seem to have, I don't think that'll happen because it does seem like there is that secret cabal that does keep things from the president. Right. Apollo era astronauts revealed they've always known about extraterrestrials. I mean, that kind of is already happening.
That's already happened. A lot of phase 3, I think.
Yeah, Hollywood elites and prominent celebrities revealed they've always known about extraterrestrials. Disclosure Day famously came out a couple months back, or I guess a month. It doesn't matter. President confirms existence and addresses the nation. Well, according to what's that guy's name? President Trump is due to give his speech about every 48 hours.
Oh yeah, Mike Lee.
Yeah, and then public acceptance without ontological shock. We're very close to that already.
Yeah, I mean mean, I think also you need to add Dr. Phil there because you need the psychiatrist and the therapist to really ease the population into disclosure.
The public figures.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Phil's he's a strange one to be in the mix, but whatever, man, whatever
It's got his
works.
place. Yeah, exactly. Whatever works. Very cool. I mean, it's happening. It really is. I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but unless if Trump can outlive this and live and not get assassinated, I think we might seriously get disclosure. And we just said this. It's because he sees the money and the power in it, right? But other people do. So what is he doing?
It'd be really funny to me. And if all the UAP stuff comes out and then 20, 30 years down the road when I'm a decrepit old man, people are going like, man, that Trump guy was so cool. He told us about UAPs and UFOs. And I'm like, you weren't there. You didn't have to listen to everyone talk about how much of a shithead he was.
I mean,
how
people would be such a disaster because of Iran. I think he needs
you know how people talk about George W. Bush today? They go, oh, he was just a nice guy. He got caught up in 9/11. But like, man, how short is your memory? Everyone hated Bush, hated him.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Iraq, though, he would have been in 9/11. He would have been an okay president, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he had a very high approval rating up until
he wanted to bring us all back home. That's what he ran on. He ran on no nation building. Let's bring back the empire, and he started closing bases, and then 9/11 happened. So.
Yeah, weird how that works, huh?
And we're still here. And now we're here. Yeah.
Some guys get filmed dancing outside of 2 burning towers, and that gets memory hold really quickly, and it becomes racist.
They had one picture that had a lighter, and with the
becomes
that had a lighter like this.
Yeah. Now you can't bring it up, or you're a Nazi. So let's move on. We got UFO dynamics on the moon. Looks like another paper here.
Yeah, it's still the same paper, but this is the angry astronaut. I think this is one. Anyway, he does great videos. I wanted to leave it here. You actually sent me this one.
I did, yeah.
We'll put it in the show notes, and we just quickly listen to what he says.
Sure.
Of Ukraine. Now, granted, it hasn't been peer reviewed yet, and it's unlikely to ever be peer reviewed because no scholarly organization is going to peer review something that has this kind of title. But nevertheless, this is not a clickbait title here, guys. These folks are serious, and they've made some serious discoveries. Buckle up, because we've got quite a topic to cover. Authors know it. They used high cadence imaging and report detecting numerous objects that they classify as atmospheric and continental. The atmospheric UFOs appear more or less fixed relative to the lunar disk. They flash for 100 to 500 milliseconds with an amplitude of about 1 magnitude. Their brightness varies with a fundamental frequency plus harmonics in the few hertz range. In other words, they appear very briefly, and it's very possible that they have nothing to do with the moon at all. But the continental UFOs move across the lunar surface, similar to this video that you're watching right here, which for a very long time I thought was fake, but now I'm not so sure.
Not so sure. These things are huge. I remember this.
Love that video. We played it on the show a long time ago. It's a great video. But yeah, I recommend everyone go and check out this angry astronaut video. He lays out everything that's talked about in the paper, and he's not that angry.
No, he's not. He's got a great voice. So I think it's his voice.
Yeah,
he's not angry, but he has great videos on Atlas 3i Atlas.
Very interesting video. And then speaking of the moon, with all the stuff we're talking about today, I don't know if this made the cut, but Elon Musk crashed a rocket.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't put it in today, but yes.
Yeah, I mean, and nothing. I mean, I haven't heard more about that, which I'm kind of surprised. I know, we've everyone knows about this, but we crashed stuff into the moon in the past, and the moon rang like a bell. And I was just wondering if that was. If it was part of that type of experiment for all of this.
Yeah, since we talk about the moon, this is on Mars.
Yeah, okay. I was going to make a joke. This is a picture of you and me throwing a frisbee around at the beach one day. No, but there's a lot of. I love digging through Mars footage. I love it when people will take the shittiest picture of the surface of Mars, and they've got everything circled. Here's a door in the side of inside of Mars. Here's the outcroppings of a building. You know, not to make fun of it. Some of it I think is legitimate, and some of it I don't. I think a lot of it is pareidolia, but it is really fun. This, I mean, you can't say it's a balloon. You can't say it's a bird.
No.
I don't know what the excuse for skeptics would be. Camera artifact.
Who cares what skeptics think? This is in Mars atmosphere. There shouldn't be anything there. There's no life. You know, we have some orbiters going around, but that is not an orbiter, and it's not in orbit. This is inside the atmosphere, and it's obviously a flying craft or shoe at some point. But you can see the classic disc shape here, and you can see the dome. That's a dome right there. So
very classic.
Yeah, this account, definitely go follow them. Carrie Sivertson. That's all they do is go through official Land Rover images and pictures, which is on NASA, and she'll link it too, or it will link it, mars.nasa. And just tons of these things. And like you said, some of them are pareidolia. You know, it's like,
yeah. But I mean, there's enough stuff there that I think is interesting. I mean,
dude, for sure, on Mars, you know.
Yeah, I love space stuff. I love seeing stuff from other, you know, places in our solar system. I mean, we've landed a satellite on an asteroid, took pictures. That's really cool. I mean, there's not much to look at if I'm being honest, but it's still like we have footage from an asteroid. We've got footage from Venus too. That Russian. Oh yeah. I can't remember what the name of it was, but the Russian thing that landed on Venus. We've got pictures of the surface of Venus, which I think is absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, and even the images from Pluto, those icy mountains, they're just huge.
Yeah,
and it's so far from the sun.
I'm still really bitter that Pluto is not considered a planet anymore. I think that's some serious horse shit.
That's stupid. Didn't they bring it back? No,
it's an exoplanet now. I think that's what it's classified as. I believe so.
Yay! All right, so this is an older clip, but it's fitting because we're seeing all this stuff come out, right? It's just being forced. It's being forced out of them. It's being like, and here. Just listen to this. I mean, this is why we can see it happening.
I have a higher clearance level than the president. How could the guy who lived next door to me have higher classification than the president? I said, how did you get that job? And he said, well, I was briefed in an underground facility in West Virginia. What was that like? And he said, well, I used to cry myself to sleep every night. I said, well, what would make you cry yourself to sleep? And he goes, this is not the world I thought I was bringing my daughters into. And so I pressed him on it, and he kept saying, I can't talk about that. I can't talk about it. This is like classified information. Finally, after he'd had a couple drinks, he said, I know when you were growing up, you were into science fiction and comic books and all that stuff. I can tell you this, aliens are real. They're here, and I've seen them. And I said, well, are they alive? And he paused and he said, I can't say. Then I came back at him with, if what you're saying is true, how does everyone not know about it? And he said, oh, lots of people know about it. You could walk into any bookstore and you're going to find all sorts of books on the shelves with lots of truth. But right next to them are the books that we publish, full of propaganda. It's a multi-billion-dollar campaign to cover up the truth. There's only one thing that keeps this world spinning. That's the global economy. If you disrupt that by taking away the reason for people to live their lives, everything falls apart. What's the advantage of giving people the truth? And I was like, so you're telling me it'll never come out? He said, if it has to.
See, if it has to. Again,
I think that's such a backwards way of thinking. It's not 100%. Keeping people alive. The government is doing this so people will keep dying. You know, why do we have wars in the Middle East? Supposedly it's so we can get our hands on that oil.
Yeah.
Open the Hormuz Strait. Why do we need the Hormuz Strait open? So we can get the oil through there. If we don't need the oil anymore, then people don't have to keep dying.
And that's and like, what is he talking about? Like, why would people's lives depend on? I mean, yes, of course it depends on your paradigm, right, and your worldview. It's something motivates you to keep going and making money, but you know. Okay, so why would that disrupt it? Why would the aliens, the proof of aliens, disrupt that? Any motivation? Because it's not. Because I guess. Okay, is he saying that only if you're dedicated only to God and your idea of God is whatever the classical one, right? Would aliens then disrupt that? So then you get. What is he talking about?
I think he's saying that the global economy, if the global economy crashes, we're all screwed except for the rich people who've got their bunkers and a lifetime supply of, I don't know, whatever, Chex Mix or whatever the hell they've got in their bunkers. But that's what he's saying. He's not saying if people understand that aliens are real, they'll stop wanting to live. It's realizing that, oh, if I don't have to pay for gas, if I don't have to pay for food, because all this stuff, we've got an infinite amount of it because of alien technology, then why am I going to work? And if you stop going to work, then the global elites can't keep their wealth. And if that happens,
running the empire, that's all. I mean,
if that happens, how can they rape all those children? And that's why they have to keep it secret. That's a really
scarcity, right? Because with scarcity comes control, and with control becomes power, right? And then wealth, and then all that stuff. So they need scarcity, and these technologies bring abundance and abundance thinking, which they can't handle.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, I'm relatively uninformed, but I think that's the real reason. Not, and you can say, oh, the global economy, but the real reason is because they need to continue to control us.
Exactly, and mooch off of us because they can't work, right? So we're talking about families here that have just mooched off humanity for thousands of years. They don't work. They don't. I mean, all right. So once those robots come in, then we don't have to work. So then what happens? That's when they get rid of us. The useless eaters.
Exactly. I mean, they're already doing that. I mean, I keep seeing video interviews with these people who are billionaires going like, I can't believe these millennials are spending $20 on lunch and all this other stuff. It's just like so out of touch.
Oh yeah, the burrito thing, that is so stupid. And it's always the same people. It's
like because it doesn't affect them. They don't understand. Housing has gone up, rent has gone up, food has gone up, gas has gone up. Oh, that's the stuff that only affects the middle and lower class. They don't have to worry about that kind of thing. Right.
If you're a renter, it's going to hurt anyone who's a renter. Yeah. Which is
so. Let's move on. This is great. This is a guy I follow on Substack, Alien Archivist. MUFON case number 142206. So this is a video supposedly taken from inside a UFO, grays, frogs, and a reptilian on video. And we're going to look through the enhanced stills, which I pay less credence to than you do, but this is still a fascinating thing. So this is the video.
Yeah, the MUFON study, they went into such detail. And it was three different investigators with three different strengths. But yeah, and the video doesn't show much. But dude, once you realize that the thing that's blinking is a cell tower that's outside, and anyway, you can't really see that much until they enhance the images, of course.
Right. So really quick, does he talk about the story in the article, or did I read that someplace else? Scroll up to the very top because there's nothing at the bottom here, just the pictures.
Yeah, we can read it on June 20th. June 12th.
Yeah. So on June 12th, 2021, 1:15 a.m., an anonymous man in Key West, Florida, which again, that is where, remember that crazy guy who was filming UFOs outside of his house?
Yes,
constantly?
Gulf Breeze.
Yeah. So this anonymous man in Key West, Florida, recorded a 42-second video allegedly captured from inside a UFO. The footage appears to show the interior of a room containing several distinct entities with a cell phone tower visible through what appears to be a window in the background. According to an investigative report, the tower's obstruction lights flash at a rate of 30 times per minute, same rate required under FAA standards for cell tower obstruction lighting. Oh, here it is. Okay. The experiencer was suffering from severe hip pain at the time and believes the intense physical discomfort helped him resist the sedation used by the entities, allowing him to instinctively record the encounter. With no conscious memory of the event, he did not discover the video in his phone gallery until 6 months later.
That's crazy.
Underwent hypnotic regression in an attempt to recover his missing memories from that night. So this guy supposedly, I'm going to stop saying supposedly. I'm going to just treat it like it is. This guy was abducted, was sitting on the table. They had been doing stuff to him. He doesn't really know. He had this intense pain in his hip. He wakes up and goes, oh, where the hell am I? Pulls out his phone, films it, gets 42 seconds of video, and then they knock him out again. And he has no memory of this. He's looking on his phone 6 months later through his clips, and he finds this and he goes, what the hell is this?
Yep. And then
very cool story.
Does regression and stuff like that. I mean, if you go through the MUFON report, there's one clip because this guy has been abducted multiple times, right? So he's talked about another time from before. He said where the craft will have one area which is fully lit, and then there's no wall. He says, and then there's no wall, and then there'll be another part which is dark. So it shows up in these clips.
So cool.
When he pans a little bit, all of a sudden it's all white here. Yeah, dude, it's such this. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. When I watch this, it scares me. You know, I hope it's fake. It doesn't look like it is.
Look, I'm just saying, you better get this on repeat so you're not scared of it, because this is what we want to happen to us.
Oh God! All right, so here, you're not gonna be able to see anything.
Holy crap! Holy crap!
It's foggy in there. There's someone there. Oh no! Hello.
They got us.
Oh, come on.
They're blocking the footage.
It's so cheesy. I'm trying to.
But yeah, he's. You can hear him. He's all groggy. He's like, what the hell?
Holy crap!
Holy crap!
Holy crap!
That's the cell tower, right? You can see the base station is right here, and these are the antennas of the cell tower. Which means that's a huge window, dude. It's so weird. I mean, even in the MUFON report, you can hardly see anything, obviously. But that light source on top, there's something scraping it, and the MUFON report zooms in on them. It's even worse than what I thought. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing, like frogs but that's how it should be. If we're talking about a universe as large as we're told, with teeming with life, of course you're going to have just all these different types of beings. No, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
It should be just a uniform, you know.
Yeah. In my mind, I doubt it's even like a window. I bet it's just that wall is completely clear. You can see perfectly through it.
Yeah, right. So here's some enhancements.
So this is the investigators had taken the footage and used digital imaging to brighten up the stuff. See, and like this, I don't.
Yeah,
this is nothing to me. No. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah. That's why you should go into the MUFON report. That one is impressive because it's it's their job to do it.
Yeah,
they're scientists. Yeah, each one has their strength.
The MUFON report was 80 pages, and I didn't have time to read it, but I'll get to it eventually. I mean, spooky stuff.
Dude,
now that one can't be from. No, I'm just kidding.
Of course not.
I know that's AI generated.
Yeah, I mean, the MUFON report is here. They really went through everything.
Yeah.
What?
Of course, for those of you who don't know, we do link everything we talk about in the show, and sometimes even some extra stuff is in the show notes, so you guys can go all look at this yourself.
I mean, 3 different scientists. So see here, the thing that was on the light. So they zoom in on this thing, frame by frame, which they should be doing.
Yeah.
Right. Just
you think they'd take him? I mean, I can't ever. Anytime I try and guess at alien motivations, it's worthless because you can't possibly understand the motivations of something alien, right? That's the whole point. But you'd think they'd put him someplace else, like besides right next to a flashing cell tower light. You know what I mean? Like,
it's just so bizarre. Maybe for them to get energy off of it or something. Who knows? Because they are microwave. I mean, cell towers, it's microwaves, right?
Right. Maybe they just like. Claxor, my Wi-Fi is not working. Can we park close to a cell phone tower?
Yeah.
I can't watch Days of Our Lives without Wi-Fi. I mean, really.
With the light. Oh, here it is. So here's that area where he's saying how it's just white. So it's that part will be like the heavily lit area of the craft.
Mm-hmm.
Upper corner and large.
Fascinating stuff, man.
Yeah, here's the cell phone, and they found which one exactly, which is close to the house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Anyway, you'd love it, man. Look into it. These guys are like OCD.
You're good, as they should be. You have to be as a UFO researcher.
Yeah, and and they were listening. They heard English. They heard English.
Really?
Yes, they heard English, but they couldn't make out what it was because they were going through the. It was in the background somewhere. It was a lady too. The overall pattern, ambient background noise. They did some good work. All this work, and they're not saying it's fake. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But again, like, what the hell is? Oh, and they're thinking it's just plasma beings that we're seeing the middle of it. Anyway, they have good theories. I recommend.
Very cool.
I recommend.
Yeah, I mean, I always love a good abduction story. I'll go through this MUFON report. It's a lot of fun stuff. Love it. Good work on the MUFON researchers for diving so deep into it. Now,
Joe Phelps died at 40, which is
well. Let's say what it was. Now, the official story, of course, he hung himself. Now, anyone who knows Joe Phelps knows he has said time and time again, "I am not suicidal. I will not kill myself." All of this stuff. He said it repeatedly.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why this is saying cause of death has not been released. Because I read he was found hanged.
Oh really? Joe Phelps. Let's look into it right now. We got go Google Joe Phelps. All right, cause of death of influencer revealed 1 day ago. So that thingy was probably from
couple days before that.
Cause of death has been shared. His girlfriend Alexander shared the news of his death in a joint post on Instagram. The cause of death has been shared. Okay, on August 7th. Death by suicide by hanging. Hanging is a hectic thing to go. I mean, he was just chill, man. He was a researcher. Like, it's so weird to see, but is it?
It's not weird when we start looking into what he was researching and what he liked or what he was interested in. Actually, do you want to give a quick rundown on this guy?
I mean, he loves ancient knowledge. He was collecting a lot of books, a lot of old Bibles. So it told him he got to understand Palestine, the Holy Land, and that kind of stuff. And then free energy. He got really cool books in the 1800s, even from the 1700s about magnetism, and so he was getting into that as well. So really esoteric stuff, really secret stuff. We know that AI now is all these AI companies are buying these ancient books. They're scanning and destroying them. They're destroying these books. So, they don't want someone like him who's going to benefit humanity and not these AI oligarchs. It's really sad. Let's watch some videos of him.
Yeah.
Here's one.
This is the deepest rabbit hole on planet Earth. I've got a collection of Bibles.
I'm going to be honest. This stuff can drive you crazy, right? So maybe he went down, but he looked fine, and he was doing it in public and with people with good feedback. So it's just weird that it would affect him. It's obvious something else happened.
Yeah, but just to briefly speak on mental health, I'm no expert. People who are suicidal often can hide their true feelings, and they hide it very, very well. So people are unaware of what they're going through. Even if someone appears fine in public, they might not be on the inside. But the fact is, and of course, people can lie. He did come out and say, "I'm not suicidal. I would never kill myself," and he repeated that over and over again. And to be found dead that way, it does raise suspicions. But again, people can lie.
Yeah.
All right, let's watch this.
Spans 90 years of history. 3 contain the Apocrypha, Bush-owned family Bible, 1812. German Bible containing the Apocrypha, 1878. The newest edition of my collection, nobody's seen this one yet, an 1884 Catholic Bible, the first one in my collection, full of newspaper clippings. This is also a reference Bible with an entire section of information not found in a normal Bible. And then my favorite is this 1895 print, another reference Bible that contains biographies of the biblical translators. These books contain a ton of truth, but it's not all the truth, so I expanded my collection. These are the books that are going in my digital library. Ancient Magic, Magnetism, and Psychic Forces, L.H. Anderson, 1895. History of the Jew, Henry Mark Millman, 1866. History of Freemasonry and Concordant Orders by a Board of Directors, 1891. This one's going to be interesting. Taoist Yoga, Chisu, 1980s. 17 Remarkable Vignettes in Papua New Guinea. My dad's book about his missionary work in Papua New Guinea. Heroes of European History, Louise Creighton, 1907. Another new edition. Physics and Physiology of Spiritualism, William Hammond, 1871. Am I a Jew or Gentile? Thomas Davies, 1893. The History of Freemasonry, Daniel MacDonald, 1898. The Earliest Gospel, Frederick Grant, 1943. Conversations on the Bible, Enoch Pond, 1889. Magnetism and Electricity, a lab manual by W.M.S. Webb, M.N. States, 1930. 2-volume set, Original Teaching of Zoroaster, Marion Crawford, 1885. Given to me by a 33-degree Freemason, this is the Holman Bible, which is translated from ancient Eastern manuscripts. A very interesting Bible and an interesting translation. Research to find out more. Encyclopedia of Witchcraft and Demonology by Russell Hope Robbins, 1959. People give me hell about this book, but it's part of history. 1967 World Almanac containing tons of economic statistics. Egyptian mythology. Original works of Flavius Josephus, William Wyston, 1872. The Outline of History, H.G. Wells, 1920. Night Scenes in the Bible, Daniel March, 1869. This is a trove of information littered with the breadcrumbs of truth. But remember that truth is like gravity. It does not care if you know what it is, it still applies. I figure if I put two...
Oh, and what really got him
Palestine, aka the Holy Land. Question I really don't want to ask. Okay.
Oh yeah, this is what you wanted to call us that.
Yeah, well, we should I didn't say I wanted to call us. I said we can start referring to ourselves as this. But
Correct. Well, it is the quick one.
This is a color map of Palestine or the Holy Land, aka the Holy Land. Hold that thought. We come right over here to Genesis 49:28. All these 12 tribes of Israel. Whoa, wait a minute. Did you catch that? Palestine, Holy Land. Israel, tribe. Israel's a tribe and Palestine's a country. A simple search of history will show you in 722 BC, Babylon destroyed the entire northern kingdom of Judah. The southern kingdom remained, but Judah was the line of Jacob. They were destroyed 722 years before the birth of Christ, and now Palestine is listed in here as a country. Israel, tribe. But what if they got it wrong and Palestine is God's chosen people and they're being slowly persecuted nigh unto death right in front of our face? All because something got lost in translation. Some questions.
Oh my God.
Whoops.
You're gonna get in trouble. Yeah, you're gonna get in trouble. And another one you sent? But
yeah, if you notice that kind of, you're not allowed to notice things anymore. And if you notice things, you're an anti-Semite. It sucks. I really hope those books end up in good hands. My heart goes out to his family and his loved ones. That it's never good when someone leaves the world like that. He seemed like a good dude who was just searching for the truth.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the truth sometimes gets you killed.
I mean, he could have maybe, because he had a book on witchcraft and stuff like that. Maybe he was like delving into some demonic stuff, and something could have happened that way,
Sure.
Because when a demon takes hold of someone, it's not, if you're not ready for it and you're not strong enough, it could drive you to insanity. So hopefully it's not that. Who would it be then, right? Going after him. Did he seriously have? It's either the free energy thing that did it, right? I don't think it's all the Bibles that he got the real information from.
Just on that,
could have been just really depressed, right?
On that note, I do find it very interesting how history and objective fact can be completely removed, changed, or edited, just based on who releases the information of what. And that's why it isn't what he's doing there, archiving old text, I think is really important, and something that, we should all keep in mind. Again, it goes back to when you come across things that may not be considered popular or politically correct. It's important to just tuck that stuff away and keep it in case someone tries to change what the facts were, because apparently now you can do that.
Yeah, especially with AI now, they know how to do it too. I mean, you can influence AI by just paying all, New York Post, New York Times. If you have a good budget, a good PR budget, you can put stuff in there and seed it. And then after that, put it into Wikipedia article, and then on Reddit, and then AI just gets convinced. And that's the truth. Those are facts right there. It's a scary system. If you have money, you could influence it, and you could shape reality, even though it has nothing to do with reality at all.
And I do want to just go back to that joke you had talked about earlier. We are considering changing our podcast name to God's Chosen Podcast. Adam and I are Palestinian.
Yes.
We're not actually going to do that, but that's what he was referring to.
Yes, God's favorite podcast.
Yeah.
Chosen podcast. Sorry,
Chosen podcast.
There's also some now drama in the UFO community. I don't know if we should even cover it. UAP Gerb went on Ross Coulthard and said that Lou Elizondo was part of the Legacy program. He worked for James Clapper, and that James Clapper brought him on for counterintelligence to shape the narrative. Elizondo got really mad. He threatened him, right, on video, threatened him, basically saying, you're better than this, blah, blah, blah. But of course, that's what he did. That's what he does. And then his lawyer goes on, I think it's called That Disclosure Podcast, but then just started talking smack out of everyone. Grush just went off on everyone. So drama for what? Why are we fighting?
There does seem to be a weirdly amount of drama in the UAP field. Obviously, a lot of that is manufactured. It's supposed to drive, schisms in the UFO disclosure movement. But just to be clear, Elizondo, that was his job.
He said it.
Yeah.
What is he mad about? Yeah. He said he was counter intel. He goes, I don't know anything about UFOs. I don't care about UFOs. Something like that. It's verbatim almost, right? Yeah. And he's like, they brought me in for counter intel. So why is he mad that people are saying that he's counter intel? It doesn't mean that a lot of what he's bringing is true, but he's also not perfect. So if UAP Gerb and Grush, because I would rather have Grush. Sorry, Elizondo. I would rather have Grush being the UAP czar. Okay, I just would, because I think he understands the system better. He'll do it for our benefit. I don't think he's thinking of how he can make money out of it. I'm saying this because Jack Valet in his book also said Elizondo and someone else, maybe Tom DeLonge, have spun up companies to take advantage of the technologies coming out of UAP disclosure.
Yeah, it's hard to argue that. Elizondo also opened up a bar. That was UAP.
Yeah. Hey, we should go visit it and do an episode from there.
Yeah, we'll put that on the travel. That's one of the places you stop. That and the Alien.
Oh yes, exactly. I do want to. Yes, we're going to be the first UAP influencers to have our own route that people can play on their. We're going to come up with a cool story. It's going to have to be just in New Mexico, I think.
And if if our Patreon that doesn't exist takes off, we could be the first UAP travel show.
That would be hilarious. Yeah, each state we go to, and we follow the UAP lore there.
Dude, that'd be oh my god, that'd be so much fun. Man, so donate to our Not Real Patreon. If we raise like $10 million, I'll do that. I'll travel to all 50 states.
I mean, if we get to 500 subscribers on YouTube, I think we're almost at 300 now. We can start subscriptions there.
Perfect.
You know what I mean? Instead of doing Patreon, because Patreon is such a pain. All right, so there's some drama. People, just stay away from the drama. We have a couple of things I wanted to bring up with you if you want to do a deep dive into this one day. This is, I'll show you the screen.
I'm always up for deep dives.
This one.
The Real X-Files.
This is the Sedge Masters UFO magazine comic. Remember? It's Dear Mr. Masters.
Oh man.
It's basically a legacy crash-retrieval. The guy came out and said how he was recruited, the type of work he did. And this is like in 1998.
This just looks like standard UFO lore. This is great.
And by the way, this is nowhere online. Richard Dolan's link for this is not working. And the archive is on the congressional whatever, but it's not it's not all this, for example. It gets cut off. So I have the whole thing here on my computer. That's
Very
right.
cool.
That's right, CIA. I do have it.
Oh, don't invite them. But yeah, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that we need to keep sacred. We need to keep it so it doesn't get lost to history, lost to the brave new world.
Exactly. And I do have a lot of the shows and conferences, like the Secret Space Conference. I have all of those. A lot of Secret Space. What was the other one? Oh, Secret Space and Energy, or Breakthrough Energy was another one. It was all of those that were happening in the early 2000s that were related to UFOs. Richard Dolan was there, Captain Austin Fitz. So we'll share those. That are very hard to find.
Nice.
Other than that, what do you have going on, Topher? You have any deep dives coming up?
Yeah, I'm writing one now. It's tough in between the move, doing some freelance work and everything else. It's tough to find and just looking for regular work. It's tough to find time to write. But I got my next article planned and I have all my sources. I just need to go start through writing it. I'm going to be writing about the alien races that we know of and just detailing each one and how they fit into the hierarchy. But I actually do want to put a call out to our listeners. If you have a UAP case that you would like to hear a deep dive on, leave a comment and let me know, and I will, if I like it, I will research it and we'll put it on my Substack and we'll do an episode about it. If you do want to see some if you want to see some of the articles I've written about, I've referenced it several times this podcast, just check out my Substack at Topher LS. I've written about Mage, Socorro. I did a deep dive on ancient UFOs from history. I talked about Kelly. Oh, the one in Australia. That was my first one. I can't remember her name. I'm forgetting her last name now. But yeah, they're a lot of fun to write about. They're a lot of work. The Mage one almost broke me trying to find sources for that because everything has been deleted, but was a very fun case. Penturk was also something I wrote about recently. Penturk, we were talking about triangle UFOs earlier. Penturk was about a pyramid UFO, but I mean, triangle pyramid from the certain angle, it could be the same thing.
Right.
Lots of fun there. So yeah, as always, if anyone has any ideas for me, there's obviously plenty of UAP cases to write about, and I'll end up writing about something we've technically covered on the show before that I have no memory of because I was very drunk probably.
Yeah.
I'll end up doing that. Like the Allagash abductions, I was going to write about a couple months back, and you're like, we talked about that already, and I was like, shit, I don't remember doing that.
Oh, we can always do a part 2, I guess.
Yeah, or just like a deeper dive, because I know our deep dives in the past were like you'd bring a bunch of articles, and I wouldn't do anything but just react to them, which is not good podcast material.
Right.
So it might be good.
Anyway, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't. You just didn't do it.
Yeah, I wasn't present. You might as well have been talking to my cat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so if you are interested in those, we've talked about pretty much everything on here on this show. Go back. You can just search our podcast name and like the name of any UFO incident. I'm sure we've talked about it at some point or another.
You're talking about almost 200. Yeah, so
I still remember our first deep dive was on Skinny Bob, and that made a comeback this week on Reddit. At least I was seeing a lot of people talk about Skinny Bob videos and things like that. So I was surprised to see that again. That was really fun one.
Show with the Bitcoin Live guys, Sid and Nick. So
yeah,
that's next week.
We're also planning a road trip to Skinwalker Ranch to go camping with those two. That probably won't happen for quite some time. I think, but maybe we could tie that into our American UFO road trip somehow.
Hell yeah, of course, we got to do it. We got to do it. I mean, I would take holy water with me and everything, and rosaries and all that stuff. And
we have to prepare properly.
All that stuff, all the paraphernalia, all the religious paraphernalia, and all. Then I'll go to Skinwalker Ranch.
And we have to, like, before we go back home, we have to like go someplace else so you don't get the hitchhiker.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Usually just a restaurant would do it, or just another hotel, something like that. They get dropped off there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also have, maybe it's too early to announce, but we've got plans for interviews and stuff coming up. we are going to take this. We're already taking it seriously. Let's not sit here and act like we were half-assed. I mean, I was.
We have day jobs. Those take priority, and families and all that. So, but if you guys start subscribing and we see revenue coming in, and that's what we need.
Yeah, so we're going to go all in on this YouTube thing and make it work. I mean, because the dream, as I've said before on many shows, the dream is to be able to do this full time. Because Adam and I love talking about UAPs, UFOs, and conspiracies.
As long as it doesn't get us in trouble, we're all good with it.
Our families were so sick of us yelling at them about UAPs and UFOs, we decided to yell at each other over podcast format so people could hear. And we want to continue doing that. We're going to continue doing that regardless. I mean,
hell yeah. So yes, follow us on all of our platforms. Obviously, you found us somewhere, and we are everywhere. So if you do see an episode missing from YouTube, it has likely been taken down, but you can probably watch it on Rumble or Odyssey or BitChute, any of those places. Spotify doesn't really block as well. They've blocked maybe only a couple episodes because of music.
I know we've gotten a couple strikes for talking about COVID, which is why we don't bring it up much anymore.
Now you can. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Now you can talk about COVID, vaccines, talk about that's bullshit. They don't really care,
Yeah, I mean, we did just have that whole thing come out with, Mr. I plead the fifth Fauci.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and again, please like and subscribe. It just helps. It doesn't take that much effort, man. Unless you don't like it, then don't like it.
Yeah, that's fine too.
Give us a thumbs up, and if you think someone likes the show, share it, click it, do all that stuff. It really helps. And I think that's all from my end. Next week, we'll be with Bitcoin Live and those guys. We do have a subject planned. I forgot what it is.
Do we have a subject planned? I
usually Nick has a subject. Of course, yeah. Nick always has something in mind.
All right, great. Well, less pressure on us then to bring anything to the table. Well, we want to thank all you guys so much for listening to the Uncovering Anomalies podcast.
Yeah.
As always, that is I Have a Need to Know, Adam.
That's right.
I am Topher, and I was in HD this episode. Actually, I really wasn't. I was just using my laptop camera, but I have a other camera. It's just packed away.
I should be in HD. I think mine's in HD. It should be at least.
You look a lot more clear than I do. But next week I should have everything set up properly, and I'll be in the new place in Europe, and I'll be good to go then. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week.
All right, awesome. Let's do it. Bye.
Day by day.
Oh no, what's the
night
background?
by night.
There we go.
Where do I stand? Where do I fight? The conspiracy has taken me, and now I'm fighting relentlessly. What's the truth and what's the lie? Will we forever fight and die? We uncover truths and tell you what's the news, what they won't tell you. It's Adam and Topher. We come in peace. Our hunt for the truth will never cease. It's the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. We tell you the UFO news at last. Forgive us for being brief, but the truth never sleeps. Day by day, night by night, where do I stand? Where do I fight? The conspiracy is taking me